Hello, dear friends. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Mukesh English. This is Mukesh Soni. In this video, I'm going to analyze Barack Obama's famous farewell address at Chicago, delivered on 10th January 2017. Obama's farewell address was the final public speech of Obama as the 44th President of the United States, delivered on January 10th, 2017 at 9 p.m. EST. The farewell address was broadcast on various television and radio stations and live streamed online by the White House. An estimated 24 million people watched the address live on television. Obama served as the first African American president of the United States for two terms, first elected in 2008 and re-elected in 2012. Introduction to the speech. President Barack Obama's farewell address serves as a symbolic end to an 8-year tenure as President of the United States. The standard themes in Obama's public addresses have been hope and change, and the President continues to elaborate on those here. While describing accomplishments on his administration and thanking important people, Obama uses his last address as president to craft a narrative in three strands: past, present, and future, meant to inspire civic engagement in his audience. Let's have a discussion of the outline of the speech. In his last effort to inspire the American people, Obama concluded his second and final term as the President of the United States by carrying out his farewell address. He mentioned the trials and tribulations, the overall achievements, and the work in progress of himself and the American people as a whole. Not only did the speech conclude his time as the 44th President of the US, it also portrayed the legacy he intended to leave among the citizens of America. Now, the main component of the speech. Throughout the speech, we find here three important components, which are ethos, logos, and pathos. The main components of his speech included his use of ethos. Why? To establish the success of his presidency. Logos, to reassure Americans that all is well. And pathos, to declare that he is one with the people, not above them. Let's know what is the meaning of ethos. Ethos means to say a set of ideas which are connected with the society or with a set of association. Logos means to say a kind of logical connection between ideas, facts, and the statistics. Pathos means to say a kind of emotional appeal. So these three important components can be found in Barack Obama's this speech, and this is what we are going to analyze Obama's speech based on three important components: ethos, logos, and pathos. Now, let's have a discussion ethos in Obama's speech. President Obama utilized ethos in a way that declared his success as a president. One of the statements he made is the fact that he still believes in the power of hard work within a community even after 8 years of his presidency. Within those 8 years, he also mentioned the improvements he has made in America to further display his achievements. Those changes include the display of his diplomacy by peacefully shutting down Iran's nuclear weapons program, the realization of marriage equality, and the improved accessibility for health insurance. By mentioning the good health that the country is in, it is possible that Obama could also be directing the message to President-elect Donald Trump. This is Obama telling Trump that he did not damage the country during his time as president. Although Obama had a huge part in achieving these goals, he also displayed his humble nature by giving credit to the American people for making such high expectations a reality. Anyone that is humble is far more respectable than someone who is not. Now, let's find let's find the logos in Obama's speech. In his farewell address, Obama used logos to persuade the American people that everything will still fall in place even after his presidency. In order for everything to go smoothly, he urged the citizens to respect the process of the presidency as well as flow of life itself. Throughout the speech, Obama mentioned the inevitable transfer of his power to the president-elect Donald Trump. Although there was a predominant gesture of disgust among the crowd, Obama discouraged the gesture and reassured the people that Donald Trump was freely elected just as he was. By calling this transfer of power a hallmark of the American democracy, Obama not only implied that the process is fair, but that its principles are also embedded within the Constitution. Logically speaking, Donald Trump was elected for a reason, and that reason is the fact that he won fairly over his opponent for candidacy. To further reassure the security of the American way of life, President Obama indicated that United States is the wealthiest, most powerful, and most respected country. Therefore, it only makes sense for the United States and its people to have more than enough tools to face any future challenges. President Obama stated that democracy runs on a basic sense of solidarity. In simple terms, he encouraged everyone to work together in order to achieve certain goals with far less difficulty. It is not uncommon to believe that any task will be easier when there is collaboration involved. Now, let's find the pathos in Obama's speech. Since President Obama repeatedly established himself as one with the American people, not above them, he was successful with his use of pathos. By delving into his own past, Obama was able to show that he was and still is a citizen among the people. He mentioned the fact that he originally did not know his purpose in life in his early 20s, although this might be a normal phenomenon for 20 years old. It would be unbelievable to think that even the President of the United States was still figuring who he was during his 20s. To further illustrate his simplistic self, he stated that he was there to witness the dignity of the churches and the working class in the face of adversity. One of the most notable events in the late 80s is an event known as Black Monday, where the stock market's value went down by 20.6% on October 19, 1987, according to US Census Bureau. As an American citizen back then, Obama most likely witnessed the increase in poverty among his fellow citizens because of such a huge stock market loss. Therefore, he was able to relate to the hardships of people. Not only did Obama mention his early experiences, he also goes further back in history. He emphasized the success of those that were willing to make changes politically, socially, and economically. He alluded to the American Revolution, the westward expansion of America, the fight for women's suffrage, the constant effort of American soldiers to preserve freedom. By naming such examples, Obama wanted to show that the citizens of America have the work cut out for them and that they should not take those achievements for granted. President Obama also pointed out that while race relations still have ways to go, it is far better than it was years ago. Since he mentioned that relations are still imperfect today, he stayed truthful to the American people by not giving them a false sense of security when it comes to potential racial discrimination. At the same time, he also wanted the citizens to be grateful that racial discrimination is far less severe compared to the way it used to be. To portray the rising equality today, Obama cited the increase in income among people of all types in the past year, whether they are old or young, brown or light, men or women. Not only in this an economic breakthrough, but it is also social one considering prejudice is decreasing. Now, the end of the speech. In the end, President Obama simply wanted Americans to know that they are in good hands. However, there will always be more work to be done since change is constant in life. Despite the reforms he has made in the past 8 years, he urged Americans to further strive for improvement. So, his work as the 44th President of the United States will not go in vain. With his use of ethos, logos, and pathos, President Obama's words were powerful enough to instill his wishes for the citizens of America. No matter how bleak or ideal a situation might be, one should not rest on his or her laurels. To conclude, we can say that throughout his speech, he addresses his and people's achievements throughout his 2 terms, the state of the country and his vision for the future. He concludes the speech by showing that his work is not finished, urging the citizens to keep working towards a better future just as he will. Dear friends, thank you so much for watching this video. You can reach me at mukeshenglish@gmail.com. Please do subscribe the channel, click on the like button for more videos on literature, workbook, pronunciation, grammar, communication skills, presentation skills, interview skills. Stay in tune with Mukesh English. Thank you once again.